bring in Michigan Congressman Jack Bergman. He was at the practice this morning. Sir, that must have been terrifying. Can you tell us about it?
Well, it all happened very quickly. We certainly weren't expecting the attack, but within about a millisecond after that second shot, most people knew it was gunfire and we needed to start scrambling, and that's exactly what we did. People did the right thing, protected each other, protected themselves, and tried to stay out of the path, out of the sights, if you will, of the gunman. We were very fortunate that he couldn't gain access through the chain link fence and that the Capitol Police, who are the true heroes today, took him down.
I've heard other descriptions of the scene, and when you talk about the gunfire that was coming from both the Capitol Police and from the perpetrator himself, that there was some confusion even about who was on what side or what was going on. Is that true? And I can't even imagine that.
Well, I couldn't assess that from my position. All I know that when you think about how the Capitol Police train, they train like the military. The first thing they had to do was assess how many shooters there were, that they weren't walking into an ambush, and then they had to engage very quickly and minimize any potential collateral damage. There's a YMCA right behind where they were shooting. There's a dog park to the other side of the field. They were absolutely spectacular in their execution and the timing of what they did.
So you were in the middle of this sobering event. Now I'm listening to the background. Here you are at work. Does it change the way you approach your job, or does it change the way you're looking at your colleagues there?
Well, actually, it doesn't change the way I approach my job, and it doesn't change the way I look at my colleagues, because number one, I approach my job very seriously. I'm a freshman congressman. I came here to go to work. Number two, I treat all of my colleagues with dignity and respect. And if anything, it's an event like this that makes us come closer together so that we, as the elected, body of the people's house, can get the job done across any kind of party lines.
A lot of people now talking about the hateful rhetoric that's been going on. Congressman Rodney Davis had this to say. I'll ask for your reaction. Let's listen.
You wouldn't believe it from the news reports, but some of my best friends are on the other side of the aisle here in this institution. The majority of bills that we pass are passed on a very bipartisan basis, but it's the major issues that lead to political discourse that has, in my opinion, led to such an uptick in just hateful rhetoric of all sides. And I stand here today and say, stop. We have to stop.
A lot of passion there. Do you agree with that? Do you think that the hateful rhetoric has gotten just too hot? Go ahead.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with Rodney wholeheartedly in that the hateful rhetoric serves no positive purpose. In fact, today it obviously served a negative purpose. But unfortunately, and I'm looking all of the media in the eye when I say this, friendships and cordial relationships don't make good news. So I can tell you, especially as the president of the freshman class of Republicans, we are united along with our Democratic freshman counterparts to bring civility back to the 115th Congress.
So you think it's the media's fault?
I think the media is complicit if they keep inciting as opposed to informing.
So when we report or quote hateful things that are said, we're adding to it, we should just ignore it and not report it?
No, that's not what I said. I just think you need to make sure that you think twice about how your words and inflections and phrases are going to affect all the people who might see it. As leaders who've gone into fight, gone into a lot of tough places, we choose our words carefully to make sure all of our people understand the mission and understand what the end game is. And I think we can all learn by holding each other accountable when there are negative things like this, that we can all get better, everyone included. That includes the media, and that includes Congress.
Yeah, I think that's great advice for us, and that's great advice for all of you as well, sir. Thank you for coming on today, and we're glad to see that you're safe and sound and you made it. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.